Welcome back to One More Time. I am here with the infamous Kita. She's a little camera shy, but this is my thick queen, my baby. So say hi, Kita. Say hi. She doesn't want to be on camera right now. I did pull her out of her hiding spot, which is her crate in the laundry room. She went there on her own. Of her own volition, she just went and got right in, so. But this is my baby. So say hi, everybody. Welcome. Ugh. You want to sit with me? Ugh, she got her hair all over me. You don't have to stay. 1 second. Say bye, Kita. Bye. And we're back. What's up, everybody? I'm so excited. This is video number 2. I'm so excited to be here. This video is fun. I literally thought of it the other day and I was like, this needs to be done. But got my coffee. I got a, what did I put in it? So we have a Nespresso at home. So obviously I used 2 Nespresso pods and then I put sugar-free salted caramel, sugar-free vanilla, and a dash of cookie butter syrup. And that was really all I put in here with some milk. So good stuff. I feel like whenever I make my coffee at home, it's never as good as when I like get it at like my favorite coffee shop or something like that. It's good. So this is episode 1 of my Coffee and Gab series, which basically means coffee, obviously, and then gab, meaning we're just gonna yap, we're gonna talk about books, all of that. When I had my, when I first posted my intro video last week, one of my friends told me it was just like getting coffee and gabbing together. Like that was what it felt like. And so I had the idea to create a series where it's called Coffee and Gab, and we just have our coffee and we just talk about our favorite books. So this is episode 1 of Coffee and Gab. But anyway, YA. What is it? Why is it? How is it? It just is. YA books, or young adult books, are typically age demographic of books ranging from 13 to like 18, 19, 20, basically just adolescents and young adults. What comes with young adult books is it's mostly coming of age, slice of life, contemporary. There could be paranormal, romance, mystery, crime, but the themes are not as intense as if you were to read an adult book. So there's little to no sexually explicit content. There's little to no intense themes such as death and sadness and gore, and violence. But that also depends on the type of book you're reading. There's like lower YA books, which are tweens, young teens, and then there's upper YA, which is more like 17, 18, 19, 20, like young adult, more into like the new adult front, which new adult is college age, but that tends to be a little bit more sexually explicit, a little bit more intense in the themes. So YA covers topics such as death, grief, sadness, mental health, friendship issues, relationships, divorce, family problems, all kinds of real life struggles, real life issues, but deals with them in a way that is easy to understand from an adolescent point of view, but it's also not intense, it's not dirty, it's not inappropriate, it's not vulgar, it is just real. And so yes, there might be some more serious themes in YA books, but they're not inappropriate, which is huge because it gives, especially if you're young and you're wanting to read books that deal with real life, or they're fantasy, or they're paranormal, or they're just something, whether you want to escape or whether you want to read something that you can relate to, there's something for everybody in the YA genre. And that's why I personally love YA books the best, because I know that I can get a good read out of them, but I'm not going to have to skip multiple pages or like, oh my gosh, should I get this? YA books nowadays are full of crap. And by crap, I mean sex, inappropriate stuff, lots of cursing, lots of, and then I might sound like a prude saying that, but specifically, it's full of a lot of sexually explicit content, which personally, I don't want to read about. I don't enjoy reading smut. I don't enjoy reading erotica. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not here to shame anybody. I'm not here to tell you what to do. This is just me and what I like to read. If you agree, then this video is for you. Or if you're just trying to find something fresh, something fun and easy to read, this video is for you. So, this video we're talking about 10 YA books that are actually YA. Actually. All right, so the books I'm going to be talking about are in no particular order, just random, but it's just a list of 10 YA books and book series that I absolutely love. I think they're so underrated. Or you might say some of them are overrated. You might have read them, you might have heard of them, or you might never have heard of them, but they are so good. Number 1, The Hush Hush Saga by Becca Fitzpatrick. This is one of my favorite sagas. That means it's 4 books. Oh my gosh. I cannot rave about this enough. It's paranormal romance, a little bit supernatural, talks about fallen angels, very tropey. I'm not gonna lie, it is very tropey. Bad boy, good girl. When I tell you that it is the stuff, it's the stuff. I first read this in middle school, and then I never looked back. I probably read this series probably 4 or 5 times. It's so good. It's such a comfort. It's very nostalgic. You will not be disappointed. If you like Twilight, which I will talk about later, if you like fantasy and paranormal, you will like this. It's so good. It's so good. Hush Hush follows a girl named Nora who lives in Coldwater, Maine, and it follows her story of her in high school. She's just living. Her dad was murdered the year before, so this does deal with topics of grief and death. Just a trigger warning. It's about fallen angels, demons, some religious themes. It's not inherently religious, but fallen angels. So it does talk a little bit about that. Nora is grappling with the death of her father the year prior. She lives with her mother in the middle of nowhere, and she goes to high school, and she is basically living day to day, trying to get through dealing with the grief of losing her father. And one day in her biology class, there's a new student that shows up, and his name is Patch. He's your regular bad boy, dressed in all black, dark skin, rugged dark hair, you know, like everybody's tall, dark, and dreamy. Patch is the stuff. I'm not even gonna lie, Patch is great. Her and Patch get put together as lab partners, and from then on, he's always where she is. He kind of follows her. It's kind of creepy. It kind of seems creepy at first, but like, she is in the middle of an all-out cosmic warfare that she has no idea about. Fallen angels, the Nephilim, all of these things she's in the middle of. As Nora and Patch continue to grow closer, forced proximity is really why, because he's following her everywhere. They're in class together. Everywhere she is, there he is. And so as they get closer to one another, things start to be weird. She doesn't know, is he trying to kill her? Is he trying to save her? Like, what is he trying to do? Obviously, Patch is a fallen angel. Like, if you read the back of the book, it's obvious. And you look at the cover, it's obvious. But this is a hit. It is not inappropriate. So if you want to read something like this with a clear conscience, knowing that you are reading something that's entertaining and romantic, but not inappropriate, Hush Hush is for you. On to the next one. Number 2, Evil Librarian by Michelle Knudsen. So this one is a little bit different. It does deal with a little bit more intense themes. There are religious themes. It does talk about demons because the main villain, the main antagonist in this book is a demon. And so basically, this is a trilogy. Evil Librarian is the first of 3 books. When I tell you this is such a good book series, it is satirical, it's witty, it's very sardonic and sarcastic. Like, it's very self-aware. And plus, if you also love musical theater, this is also the perfect book series for you because the main character, Cynthia, or she goes by Sin, is one of the head techies for her theater in high school. And so she is all wrapped up in all of the musical theaters happening in her school. The main character is a high school student. And what happens is she is living her life, going about her business. She's best friends with a girl named Annie, and she has a huge crush on the musical theater star. His name is Ryan. He always gets the lead roles. He's got the voice of an angel. He's a jock. He's athletic. He's the perfect golden boy. He's all around the perfect boy, in her eyes anyway. And then all of a sudden they get a new librarian at their school, and he's young, he's good looking, but there's something weird about him. There's something off about him. And all of a sudden, Sin's best friend, Annie, starts to act really weird, always going to the library, cutting class, which she never does. And something weird is happening. And all of a sudden, when Sin is going to look for Annie, she finds a demon in the library. And it is none other than Mr. Gabriel, the librarian himself. And thus ensues crazy hijinks of Cynthia trying to save her friend Annie because Mr. Gabriel has nefarious plans to try to take over the underworld, and he needs Annie as his human consort. It sounds really weird. It sounds really weird talking about it, but it is so good. There are more serious themes in this book, so I will warn you if you are not comfortable reading about demons or anything like that, which, quick pause, when I talk about this kind of thing, because I am a believer, because I believe in Jesus, and I know that hell is real and heaven is also real, these kinds of things, the accuracy of what they're talking about in hell and in demons and all that kind of stuff is not true. When you read stuff like this, you know the truth. When us believers, we know the truth. And so when you're reading stuff like this, or when I'm reading stuff like this, I'm like, I know what's real and what's not real, and so I'm able to differentiate between the two. So if you are still not that strong in your faith, or you're new, or you're still having questions and stuff, maybe this isn't for you, and that's okay. But if you just want something that's a good, witty, sarcastic, banter-filled story with a little bit of romance on the side, a little bit of horror, a little bit of mystery, and a whole lot of adventure and craziness, this series is for you. Number 3. So I'm going to be talking about 3 different books by the same author, Lynn Painter. She is such a good YA romance writer. It's very contemporary, slice of life, so everything that's happening in these books is real life. There's no supernatural or paranormal or anything like that. These are so good. So the first book is Better Than the Movies. This book is so sweet and fluffy, and it makes you want to kick your feet and bruh, this is so good. Now, this book does deal with themes of death and grief because the main character's mother passes away before the book starts. This book follows Liz, who, after losing her mother, is grappling with the loss, the sadness, moving on, and she's in high school. She's got her whole life mapped out. She knows exactly what she wants to do, where she wants to go to college, all of these things. And she also is a huge romantic comedy movie fanatic. That was something that her and her mother loved to do. When her mother was still alive, they would watch rom-coms. And so she has this very idealistic view of romance and relationships and what she wants in a guy. And so she's got a huge crush on the popular guy at school. Shocker. Next door neighbor, Wes, who she's grown up with, he's annoying. He's like the annoying boy next door. He and her are always feuding, always arguing, having little tiffs, but nothing serious, but they know each other well. They make a deal that if he'll help her date the popular guy, then she'll let him park in her parking spot for the rest of the year. It's something like that. And so ensues a fake dating catastrophe, basically where Wes acts like Liz's boyfriend, and they go to parties, they hang out, but obviously, they start to fall for each other. And Wes really shows her what true love looks like and what a real relationship looks like, the messiness and the goodness of it all. Because she's got such an idealized version of what romance should look like, and he breaks that apart and shows her reality, but it's the sweetness of reality of what relationships really are like, the messiness and the good stuff, the good stuff and the hard stuff. And Lynn Painter just came out with the sequel to this called Nothing Like the Movies, which basically continues on the story of Wes and Liz as they go to college. And I will say, in Lynn Painter's books, there is a good bit of cursing. That's the only thing, which I don't mind as much, but everybody has their own convictions, so whatever. And the last book by Lynn Painter that I really want to tell you about is Betting on You. It has nothing to do with what I just talked about. This is a standalone book, and it is awesome. It is connected to the characters of Nothing Like the Movies because I think that the main character, Bailey, I think she's cousins with... No. I think the main male character, Charlie, is cousins with Wes in the Better Than the Movies book. So it's connected universes, but you don't necessarily have to read them before you read this one. Betting on You. This follows the story of Bailey. She's in high school. Her parents just get divorced. So it does deal with themes of divorce. It does deal with themes of divorce. It does deal with fake dating. So it's another fake dating trope. And it talks about how Bailey's in high school, you know, she's trying to figure out her life. So after Bailey's parents get divorced, she has to move with her mom to Nebraska. So this is really hard for her. And so on the flight there, she meets a guy named Charlie, and he's a butthole. He's just snarky and cynical and annoying, and they just get on each other's nerves. And lo and behold, they sit by each other on the plane. And from then on out, they just constantly run into each other. They don't go to the same school, but they actually end up working at the same trampoline park, fun house place that they all both sign up to work at. And then ensues chaos because Bailey's mom gets a new boyfriend and Bailey doesn't like him. And so Charlie comes up with the bright idea that they can fake date and make Bailey's mom's boyfriend miserable enough to leave. And then ensues chaos, craziness, misunderstandings, which I'm not huge about, but it still is really good. And obviously it ends happy. All of her books end happy, thankfully. So if you're looking for a happy ending, all of these books that I'm naming have happy endings. None of them end sad.
I don't like sad. I don't like sad.
But if you want to read something like this, something light, something fluffy, but it still talks about real life issues, Betting on You is good.